Hi, America, found my phone, and welcome to another video. Today, we are finally getting into the brand new studio album from Carly Rae Jepsen, The Loneliest Time. And I am so excited for this album. When I found out that Midnights and The Loneliest Time were dropping at the same time, I was kind of devastated, honestly, because I wanted to listen to both on release day. But editing takes a while, absorbing new music that I'm probably going to like takes a while. And so I was kind of caught in the flurry of a lot of different Midnights related stuff. So now it is finally time for Carly Rae Jepsen to get her chance to shine. And I'm so excited to see what all she has in store on this project. I do generally love Carly Rae Jepsen's music. I saw her in concert last month in September. As I'm filming this, it is still October, but it probably will get out to you probably post-Halloween, just because I have a lot of Halloween plans. But I did get to see her last month before the album dropped, but while she was still on tour, and she did play a few songs that are on this new record, but most of them had been released at the time of it being performed. And those songs that I know already are Western Wind, Beach House, Talking to Yourself, and then I've also listened to The Loneliest Time on my own, and then she did, I think it might have been the debut, but I don't know, of Go Find Yourself or whatever. So those are the songs that I have some familiarity with. I have not listened to Go Find Yourself or whatever since then, because it didn't come out until the album did. And I'll be honest, I've pretty much just listened to Taylor Swift in this past week, because that's how I really just ingest her new music. So let's see if Carly Rae Jepsen's also going to get her week in the sun as well. But anyway, let's get into it. Track number 1 is Surrender My Heart. Ooh, Twinkling. When I lost someone, it hit me rough. Oh, this kind of gives This Love Isn't Crazy vibes. I'm sorry if I push your good away. Oh my god. We're in pop land. Oh, there's some syncopation in these beats. Oh my god, that's amazing. Surrender my heart, I want to be open. I used to soldier through my hardest days. Yeah. Oh, that's such a good percussion break. I want to be honest with you. Oh. Na, 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 yeah. Ah, this is gonna get stuck in my head. That's how it ends. So that was Surrender My Heart, and what a way to start an album. It kind of gave This Love Isn't Crazy from Dedicated Side B to start, but then it popped off, and I have no complaints on it. Oh, this song was so good. It's not Run Away With Me. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. However, oh, this is kind of what I really wanted. I wanted a pop moment that I was like, I'm kind of obsessed with. I think the last time I was obsessed with a pop album for at least a little bit of time was How to Let Go from Sigrid, because I love Sigrid as a pop artist. She's amazing. But the song was lovely. It is about her wanting to be honest and open with someone. I think she's trying to commit to this person and be real and be genuine and have this love, but it's hard based on just the barriers that she puts up and her history. But she wants that person to meet her not so perfect family. She wants them to just be with them and for herself to surrender her heart and let this love wash into her life. It's it's a fun song. I like it. I really want to dance to it. What I learned about Carly when I went to her concert is that even if you don't know the songs that well, which for Dedicated Side B, I want to act like I listened to it more than I did. I mean, I did like it, but it definitely isn't something I've played a ton. And so there was a couple songs on there, as well as there was a song on Emotion Side B, Cry, was played at mine, which is really cool. And then also just a couple songs on the original Dedicated, which I felt bad about. But even during ones that I didn't necessarily know so well, there's still bops. And there's still ones that you're going to really enjoy a performance and you're going to dance along to it. The whole audience, if they weren't just there for Call Me Maybe, because there were people in shows I've seen or overheard about that Leave After Call Me Maybe, which I don't know why you went to that concert for that. But like, she doesn't stop making bops. Even if it's not the standard, most traditional pop method, it's still really good music. And oh my God, it gets you up and energetic. And so I can see this song being performed immediately, maybe in some more recent shows and post-album release shows. Yeah, I really like the song. I'm excited to see what the rest of the album has in store. If it's anything like this, we're in for a wonderful ride tonight. Track number 2 is Joshua Tree. Ooh, a little more stripped back, more guitar. I'm driving miles away to finally feel alone. Oh, the desert lights could lead the way back home. Oh, are you in Joshua Tree? I know I missed you now. This is not where I thought we were gonna go with it, but a groovy song. I know it, I own it. Okay, self-love. I'm like Aphrodite. Oh, your goddess of love. I can't get enough of this either, girl. Feel it. Da, 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 da. Oh my god, she just ends these songs so suddenly. So it was Joshua Tree, and okay, fun bop number 2. I'm here for it. Now, because this is a self-love anthem, I think it's her driving far away from, I guess, this romance or this breakup or whatever. And she's just like in this party for one kind of mood. Yeah, I feel this is the same vibe as Party for One almost. Because she's like, I need it, I own it, I feel it. Like, you're feeling yourself. You just need this music and this love. Like, this love for yourself to really make you feel content and happy and healed. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Is it the same level of bop that Surrender My Heart is? No, because it's a little more minimalist. It's a little more groovy rather than just pop perfection right off the gate. So I think so far I like Surrender My Heart more, but Joshua Tree, don't count her out. I believe Joshua Tree is a desert-like area in California. And she does say California Dreaming. And she does like to reference California. She has the song Western Wind that's on here, and she also says Now I Don't Have California After All on Dedicated Side B. So yeah, we are noticing a little bit of a pattern. So yeah, I like it. I'm seeing a really great direction, and we're about to go into track number 3, which is Talking to Yourself, a song I've heard, a song I really enjoy. I loved seeing her perform it. Yeah, no, she made it really hype, and I can't wait to hear it in the context of the album. On your mind, with somebody else, do you talk to me when you're talking to yourself? Talking to yourself. Keeping you up at night. Heck yeah. So it's Talking to Yourself, a bop, a song I really enjoy. It's about, hey, are you still thinking about me? And all that we could do with this emotion. It's that. I feel like this could have been a bonus track on Emotion. Obviously, it was probably written post then. But yeah, no, I really like the song. It kind of just already feels like a classic Carly Rae Jepsen track. It felt like a song that she was meant to make. It sounds right up there in her wheelhouse. I don't know how to describe it better. It's not something I didn't expect her to make, but I'm not complaining at all about it because it's still a bop. Wonderful song, keeps the energy up. We are not stopping the groove. Dang, we are going to be tired by the end of this project. We are going to get our cardio, even though we are seated. We're going to get it in for the day, and I will definitely get my cardio in on other days with this. Track number 4 is Far Away. Okay, this is getting a little funky. I just imagined all your qualities, and that's my fault. We could try to introduce ourselves. Oh, is this starting to beginning? Your face is calming me down. Aww. Oh, it developed more than I thought it was going to. Oh, we're not far away from that conversation of being in love. You look powerful. Ooh. That conversation by side. It's already something I want to like sing along to, and even on the second chorus, I already feel like I'm getting it. Oh, who is that voice right there? I want to close my eyes and just like dream hands. She cuts off all these songs so quickly. So that was Far Away, and that was a groovy type song. She's alternating between like a bop, like a traditional bop, and the Surrender My Heart and Talking to Yourself. And then she's going into these more groovy, maybe bass heavy. I don't really know. There's just a different vibe in terms of these grooves of Joshua Tree and Far Away. And yeah, this song is about, I think, having a little bit of interest in someone and thinking that they could grow closer and that they're not really far away from that conversation. I think they just have to put some effort in. I don't know if this is like they don't know each other and she's like, oh, I'm already like dreaming about like this person, because she's such a hopeless romantic. I think that's like kind of her brand, and I am not going to complain about that because it's relatable as heck. But I can't tell if it's just like, I don't know you, but I saw your face and I'm like, where do you think you're going, baby? Or if it's something like we've started hanging out and we do enjoy each other's company and we're maybe even starting a relationship, but we could take something to the next level. So I don't really know. I think I needed to dive into that a little deeper, but I think I enjoy it for now. It's not something at first I thought I was going to. I don't know. That groove was like not something I was totally vibing with, but she does do a little bit of experimentation, but it's always in a tasteful way that I think over time, if you give it time, you'll get into it. For example, I actually didn't really like Now That I Found You that much, but she performed it live and I was like, oh, I guess I am a Now That I Found You stan. All right. Track number 5 is Sideways. Girl, what is this? Okay. Okay, this definitely gives a more dreamy, like lo-fi vibe. Everything's going my way ever since you said you were mine. Get all my confidence from you. Oh, that's not the most healthy. Okay, this production does sound a little bit like, I think some YouTubers' music. Like YouTube music on a specific YouTuber's video, but I don't know who. And I like to get my way. Okay. Okay. Wow, short. So that was Sideways. And that was fun. It was a little cute number. The production, I don't know. It sounds a little like, I feel like I've heard that sound before. Was it on an ad or like on YouTube and it was just someone's like background music for a montage or something? It just gave off that sound. However, I don't dislike it by any means. Like, it's a good sound to have. I like this song because it's cute, it's fun, it's optimistic, and it's just like, ever since you said you were mine, everything feels like it's going my way. It's just like, when you're in love or when you're falling in love, everything just seems wonderful around you. You have these like love goggles on. And she's really embodying that and personifying that feeling. It does sound very wonderful. And yeah, I don't know. It's a cute little number. It's not relatable to me right now, but I know it'll be in my pocket for when I feel that way because it'll just sound perfect. It is just over 2 minutes, so it's almost like an interlude, but it's a full song. And I felt like it knew what it had to do. Like, it didn't need to go more. And so I respect Carly for knowing when to cut it off. Because if you really like it, you can just replay it. Track number 6 is Beach House, a song I thought I hated when I heard it. But it is insanely catchy. It's about dating apps. And like Tinder dating and stuff like that. That's what Carly Rae Jepsen said herself. She performed it. And it was a bop. And I think the reason I dislike it is that I don't like the very stiff dancing that all the men do in the music video for it. So I think that's my reason for it. The men are attractive, like they're conventionally attractive, but they're just doing like these, I don't know, like, I don't know. It's not my vibe of dance. So it made me a little uncomfy for some reason. I have no idea. But her performance of it, wonderful. The song itself, catchy as heck. And yeah, I do think it's wonderful when I listen to it. So let's get into it. It's Beach House. Let's go. His mom made the food. It was good though. His wife really has some impeccable taste. She was sweet though. I got a beach house in Malibu, and I'm probably gonna hurt your feelings. Who knows what I'm in for? The coaster's a carousel. Got a weekend in paradise, and I'm probably gonna never call you. Big house in Canada, and I'm probably gonna harvest your organs. I got a beach house in Malibu, and I'm probably gonna hurt your feelings. So that was Beach House. An absolute bop. The weekend in paradise, and I'm probably gonna never call you. Too relatable. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna ignore that for now. But the song is relatable as heck. It's zany, it's fun, it's funky. It only works if it was a single. If it was not a single and you just heard this song, and I'm just like going through my track listening and I hear Beach House for the first time tonight, oh, that would have been a wild ride. It almost necessitates the music video, but I definitely can listen to it without it and just be like, this is such a chaotic number. I mean, her saying the food was good that the boy's mom made, like, that's iconic. I don't know what to tell you. The pre-chorus is also just really good. I love the roller coasters, the carousel, and I'm getting nowhere. I love it. Yeah. So yeah, great pop like song. It's not the same level as like the Surrender My Heart or Talking to Yourself. It's not that same vibe. It's the one that's like, pop should be fun. And this song is fun, but the lyrics are like funny at the same time. And I think she can do that because she also does these other things. So she's not just being like a silly pop star. She can be a very deeply romantic pop star. She can be a deeply serious pop star. And she can do it all because she's Carly Rae Jepsen. Track number 7 is a Benz.
Somewhere in Mexico.
Sunshine Somewhere in Mexico? Oh. What percussion did you just add into here? Did she just say, how can this be love? Oh, I can feel some like intensity happening in the background. Here's a jar of tears I cried. Girl! See, like, there's like some tension. It feels almost machine-like. Tell me this isn't happening. I can feel the sun on you. So that was Benz, and that's the first song on this album that I feel like I don't know fully what it's about. I think it might be like an actual sad song, like she's feeling lonely or she's going through something, but she sees this person that like she cares about, like I think it's her lover, and they comfort her like they're the sun to her rain. And I guess she's the rain because she cries. She even has a jar of tears to show it. I like this song too, but it's definitely like a song that would never be released as a single. Does that make sense? Like, it feels like a vibey type track. And so there are certain moments where I was just like, oh, we're grooving in it. It just gave like energy. And yeah, I like it. I think it's hard to take a more serious song seriously after listening to Beach House. You don't listen to Beach House when you want to listen to some serious and some sad music. You just don't. So it's kind of a tone change. And I wonder if we're bending to a different part of the album because we're about to get into Western Wind. So I do know what that song sounds like, and it's a little more chill. It's a little more like serene. So yeah, I'll have to definitely listen to this song in particular again before I can fully feel like that I vibe to it and I really enjoy it. But it's not a song I dislike on my first listen by any means. It's just a song that I need to hear again and take it seriously. Track number 8 is Western Wind, a song we've heard, a song we've liked, a song we've seen performed live. All wonderful. Let's hear it in the context of the album. Yeah, it already just sets a vibe. This song does give spring and summer though, so it feels weird hearing it in late October. Ooh. The claps are good. Come again like a western wind, you feel home from all directions. Love that's all connected. Oh, this sounds like especially great in my speaker. I didn't know it would do that. Oh yeah, I forgot this little instrumental break. I'm perpetually always surprised by it. I do listen to the song relatively regularly. I love the breakdown part. Oh my god. So that was Western Wind, a vibe, a full-on vibe. At first, when I heard it for the first time, I was like, I don't know about this. And then I watched the music video, and I was like, okay, I understand the vibe. And then I was like, oh, this is like solar power if it was better. I'm sorry, Lord. I did enjoy your concert too, and I still enjoy some songs on solar power. However, I feel like Western Wind gives what I think solar power was trying to give, and that it's just like a loving nature and thinking about love and just vibing. And yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really have as much as like the funny part of like throw my cellular device into the water. But when I like solar power most was when she performed it, and it was the same type of energy, except for this one I feel like is a little cooler in the air. It's not as hot outside. The sun's not beating down as much. There's a little bit maybe of like moisture, a little bit of mist in the air, maybe even like a drizzle of some sort. Yeah, no, I really vibe with this song, and it feels like a song that's meant for like an environmental playlist, honestly. It's so zen. I could maybe even meditate to this. Like, it's a good time. No, I couldn't meditate to this. I take that back because I would get too much into the groove of it, but I can see some people meditating to maybe the instrumental version of this song. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, nah, I don't really know exactly what this song is about. I think it's about like come and get your love, essentially. Like, everything is connected. Where does love? Like, there's a lot of questions. I don't know. I haven't ever looked it up, and I'm okay with keeping it that way. If y'all want to give me some comments about this song or another song on the album, please do what you'd like. But I kind of just vibe to it. If it's just a Zen song, it's not necessarily that important to me lyrically as much because it's just the vibe and the atmosphere we're getting into. Track number 9 is So Nice, which is a song I have not heard. However, it was the name of the tour, and I wonder if it lives up to being the name. I guess that it is an adjectival phrase of some sort. So I guess it did work with it being called that in the tour name. But yeah, I'm curious. La 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 la.
You can ask me if I'm busy tonight.
You can ask me if I'm busy tonight.
Could you and me?
I can be free for you and me.
We could go for lately. Keep it easy, 'cause I'm kinda
Bring the bop in.
at the same time.
Make me fly and hold me down at the same time. Oh, I feel the vibe. It reminds me of some vibe, but I don't know what. He's the kind of superstar that will only steal your heart. Whose voice is that? La 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 la. Oh, I like how the beat comes back at I'm back. Oh, I love you. Oh, what was that? Oh, all right. The synths are coming in. They're getting their highlighted moment. I hope he never leaves. Give me all the reasons? For what? So that was So Nice. And that seems like also like a song of like falling in love with this guy who's the type of superstar who'll only steal your heart. I don't know if that means they're a bad person for her or if it's just like, oh, like you're meant to fall for that type of person. She says she hopes he never leaves. This is a very romantic album. I mean, all her albums are romantic, but like I thought for an album called The Loneliest Time that would be sadder, that we wouldn't get as many I'm actually in love or I'm falling in love type songs. I thought we'd get more of like, oh, these breakups or a party for one time or I'm just deeply sad. Like, I think emotion, a lot of songs on emotion kind of do that. Like a Your Type sounds like the type of vibe that I would think, lyrically speaking, because it seems like she's just like, oh yeah, this is so nice. Like, it's lovely to be in love. And she had this cool outro that was nice. It was so nice. I don't know how I feel about the song fully because the la 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 was not really exactly the style I like. I don't know, it kind of like felt weird, especially because it didn't sound like her voice. It may or may not have been her voice. I do not know. Modulation has increased significantly and has gotten much more technical and able to morph voices very well. But yeah, so I'm not really fully convinced that I like the song yet. It's something I'll have to definitely hear again, especially in headphones and just fully vibing to the album all the way through. It's probably not going to be my favorite, but I don't know if I'm going to count it out just yet. Had to take a little noise break, but it is now time for track number 10, Bad Thing Twice. Okay, starting very synthy, very throwback. Okay, bop it out. Oh, why does this beat hit so hard? I don't know why it's making me do Thriller. I only do a bad thing twice. Is it not once or more than twice? Fought for your attention. Oh no, not at your type. I want to go back in time. You're my little rock skipping. This is catchy as heck and seems like it's gonna be relatable. I only do a bad thing twice. Ooh, we got a nice fade out for once instead of just cutting it off. So that was Bad Thing Twice, and that was so much fun. I don't know, it felt very retro, definitely gives the 80s vibe or 70s or whatever she's going for with like her Dedicated and Beyond sound. It does give off that vibe, but it's so catchy. It just is such a vibe, and it's very relatable because I think she's talking about, is it like my destiny to only do a bad thing twice, that she's always gonna make the mistake at least another time. And yeah, she's kind of like feeling in her feels about it, and that's fair. We needed something that's like a little bit sad on this album that's called The Loneliest Time, especially knowing that the album cover is like showing like something about decay of life. So like, what? Like, come on. This song is a bop. It's definitely going to be something that's underrated, I bet, by the Carly Rae Jepsen community. Although I'm not a very active member of the CRJ community. Not in that I don't listen to it, but I don't know what other people like versus don't care for. I have no idea. So keep me informed, please. But this song, I feel like I like it. It's not going to be my favorite on the album, but it's definitely a song that's going to be something I don't skip at all. And I think it's going to be very underrated. Track number 11 is Shooting Star. Oh, all right. Just because it's summertime and you look fine, we're going to hang out. Dancing Through the Dark. Oh, this is just fun. Did I hear Scorpio? All I need is a true connection. The hopeless romantic jumped out. Just because I believe in my New York City. Why didn't you play this at our show then? I think she is saying I'm Scorpio there. Are you a Scorpio? I'd like to let you get to know me. I like this breakdown. It just is really good. When I get past that, she says Scorpio. There's a full moon. Ooh. So that was Shooting Star. And that was a lovely, fun track. It just makes me want to go out. And yeah, I mean, I'm recording this on the Thursday before Halloween weekend. And so I'm very excited to go out. Kind of like in this vibe of like, I still got faith in New York City. I mean, I'm not going out in New York City, but I am going out in New York State. So I guess that's similar-ish. It's not, but we can pretend. But the vibes are just like, almost like 22 from Taylor, where it's just like, we don't care about the heartbreak. We're just going to meet someone. Maybe we'll take them home. Maybe we'll just have some fun on the dance floor. Who knows? But I'm having fun. It's physical. It's magical. Like, it's just a good time. This is just a party track, and I love it. I think the filtering is something that probably is more of an acquired taste. I think by the end of the song that I'm good, but we shall see. I guess it could happen that in headphones or something like that, it just doesn't sit right. But it could also just be a bop, and so I'm not going to count it out by any means because it is a fun time, and it's definitely upbeat. It definitely has the vibes I'm looking for from an upbeat Carly Rae Jepsen track, I'll take it. I can also swap that Scorpio for Virgo. Track number 12 is Go Find Yourself or Whatever. This is a song I did hear live. I had not heard it before, and I have not heard it since. I think it's a pretty acoustic track, if I remember right. I felt like the energy was very low. So we'll see. It's also nearly 5 minutes, which is wild considering a lot of these songs are in the 2 to 3 minute range. So I'm excited to hear it again. I wasn't really able to fully understand much of its lyrics when it was just being performed live because everyone was just cheering because, you know, it's like, wow, she's performing for the first time. But we've never known the words, so you're not hearing a whole crowd scream them. Yeah, just like I said, very acoustic, almost country. Tell me that your mind's been changing. I wake up hollow. Wow. Go find yourself or whatever. Dang, she does sound so serious. I'll wait for you. Really? I'm no good telling lies about meeting up someday. I just remembered how relatable this song could be to my life. Oh. Get a cool instrumental break. That's a trend in this album, and I'm not opposed to it. I could spend the whole day just getting by while you're spending your whole life searching. So go find yourself or whatever. Wow. So that was a Go Find Yourself or Whatever. Not it being relatable. The song is very acoustic. It's stripped back and it works. I don't feel like it's forced by any means, which is cool. I started realizing that in a way, Taylor Swift and Carly Rae Jepsen are two sides of a coin in that they both do pop, but Taylor Swift in general seems more comfortable on some slower, more acoustic type songs. Like that seems like actually where she thrives as an artist. Like her acoustic cuts, amazing. But she can still do her bops and her bangers and all of that. And then I feel like Carly Rae Jepsen is someone who apparently can do more acoustic. I know that she did Comeback, which I also really liked that song. I think that was on side B. Can't remember if that's which side it's on, but it's really good. And she performed that live. I think they were around the same time as the Go Find Yourself or Whatever. It was very good, but she tends to be the upbeat pop person and continuously makes those and feels, I think, a little more comfortable making those. And that's cool with me because we live in the same generation as both of those. So wonderful. So yeah, I started thinking, I was like, huh, that's interesting that they dropped the same day. But this song is immensely relatable. I would have cried to this song if it was early September. I don't need to go into more details on that, but it's true. I had a time in early September in which I cried singing the words to certain songs of melodrama from Lorde, as well as certain songs that are from Emotion. So yeah, this would have fit right in there because it was, you know, Carly Rae Jepsen. So I was already looking at her discography and I was looking for songs that were describing how I was feeling, and a split because of someone needing to find themselves before they could be committed to something. Yeah, it's relatable. Very relatable. The song is really about that and is saying that, you know, in the time of going to find yourself or whatever, anything could happen. That could be your whole life searching. You might not ever find out who you really are, or you might not ever find what you're looking for, which is existential crisis central. And then as for her, as she's not necessarily going about finding herself, she's just like, I'm just gonna get by. I can wait for you in theory, but also I have my life to live. And I got all my love to give and I'll survive. Hey. Sorry. My mind is basically coming up with just songs and lyrics that I've either heard or never heard. at most times. But yeah, this is a very good song. It didn't feel like it was nearly 5 minutes, so that's great. That meant it just passed nicely. And yeah, I can actually see myself listening to this. I'm not always drawn to very slow songs on the first listen, but I think when I picked up on it being immensely relatable, I was like, ooh. And then also, I don't know, she kind of does this in a way that's not upbeat by any means, but it moves the song. The song does move. And I think she knows how to make a song move. Track number 13, The Loneliest Time, featuring Rufus Wainwright, a song I've heard, a song I've enjoyed, and it is also the last track on the standard edition. We are going to go into the bonus tracks today, which I'm very excited to. I figured, why not? I should not make a separate video for it. I just don't feel like doing that. So we're going to just listen to them tonight, because why not? But first, let's listen into The Loneliest Time within the context of the album. I forget it starts like that. I mainly just remember the chorus. I quit smoking those cigarettes. Wait, did you smoke? I could be yours just like before. I forget how many different things just get mixed in here. I think in the music video it's the moon who was at the concert. Still need to unpack it. Love, we're gonna get it right. We've had the loneliest time. I love the good snare in this, yes. What happened was we reached the moon, yes. She's getting all theatrical on us, we know. Yes. Oh, I love a good drum kit. Yeah, I just love how it flows here. It just ends with that scale. This is wild. So that was The Loneliest Time featuring Rufus Wainwright, the title track, and last track of the standard edition. And what a way to end. It's just a bop, first of all. Second of all, I kind of like took notice that there's so many different parts of this. There's a story in the middle. There is this harmonizations. There's this like full like orchestra moments at points. It takes elements of disco. It takes like that high pitch. If you want to try it, I think that's what they're saying. I don't know, but like it's so high pitched, and which is not, I think, something that happened classically. However, this feels like it's an old song. It feels very old, but still feels fresh for today. Very future nostalgia-esque, but not necessarily in the same way that Dua Lipa does her album. Just in the idea that it's like both modern as well as old. The song is fun. It's about having the loneliest time, but now you're gonna come back to your lover. It's basically if Go Find Yourself or Whatever gets resolved and they're saying, oh, we had the loneliest time, which is happening during the time in which he's singing Go Find Yourself or Whatever. So it's a very nice resolution. It makes me feel like she actually sequenced this album. I remember watching AJ's reaction to Emotion. Just the idea of like, oh yeah, like run away with me. Oh, we broke up. Oh, I really like you. Oh, like give me love, and then if I'm all that, and then having boy problems, and then you're being nice to a friend, and then you're getting broken up with said friend, essentially. Yeah, that pacing is always a little funky in a way. But I like that Go Find Yourself or Whatever is followed right by this, because it makes sense. Because when I heard Go Find Yourself or Whatever, it's like, this is the song that makes sense given the cover of the album. There's only a couple songs on this album that feel like that to me, with my synesthesia and all that. And Go Find Yourself or Whatever was that. I told myself that after hearing it live. And so it makes sense, because that is the heart of it, The Loneliest Time. Because the song The Loneliest Time is not actually about the loneliest time. It's actually like, we have survived and we're back together and we're having a good time. So I thought that was cool. I also think hearing all these different styles so far on the standard edition, because I don't even know what we're getting in the bonus tracks, but in the standard edition, it makes me think about how this reminds me a little bit of Kesha's High Road album. And I know that's a weird comparison, because Kesha and Carly Rae Jepsen are not the same vibe at all. But in the same way that Kesha has, you know, her party girl aesthetic, but she also had Rainbow, which was very acoustic and stripped back. Then High Road tried to combine the things, like being like, I'm not just this, I'm not just this, I'm everything. I feel like Carly Rae Jepsen is kind of giving us that, in that she can do an acoustic, she can do a disco number, she can do something that just still feels like it's straight off of emotion. She can give us something that's like a little funkier, a little groovier, something that sounds like it was not made in this country. Like, she likes to give a lot of different things, and I think it works really well in this album. Not the most sonically cohesive, but in some ways, sometimes when you're so sonically non-cohesive, in a way it can kind of be cohesive at the same time. Cohesively incohesive. But yeah, I'm really excited to dive into the bonus track. So with that, track number 14 is Anxious. I anxiously await what this sounds like. Ooh, what is that? Okay, disco moment. I want more than what they advertise. I get anxious. Mood. Boy, you got a reputation. I get anxious. Could we move it to the bedroom? I never take my own advice. I get anxious because I need a little headroom. Oh, they got a good drum kit here too. So that was Anxious. Bop. Sultry bop. She just wants her hands all over him. Fair. She's like, I'm a little anxious in here. I need a little headroom. Could we move it to the bedroom? It's a little quieter there. It's a little calmer there. We can slow it down. Yeah. I'm just anxious. That's all. I have no ulterior motives whatsoever. What are you talking about? Girl, we know. We know. We understand. We see you. We feel you. We get you. We understand you. We respect you. We love you. Go get with your man. But this man's got a reputation. I'm sorry. Anytime I hear the word reputation in a song, I just remember so much in the time before Taylor Swift's Reputation album dropped. Anytime anyone would say reputation at all, I was just like slapped in the face. Oh, if Carly and Taylor collabed on a 1989 track, like in the vault, please. If they did a Reputation one too, that would be cool, but it just doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna expect it's gonna be on 1989 if possible, please. I would love that. I don't know if y'all know each other much, but I would love if y'all were. Was she maybe on the Taylor Swift tour or something like that at some point? She feels like she would have been a 1989 opening act, but I do not know. So actually, who is the opening? Wasn't Shawn Mendes an opening act for Taylor? I don't know. I simply don't know. I'll look it up later when I'm bored. The song is fun. It's just a little, like, I don't know, witty bop about using your mental illness or your emotions, if you're just talking about just the general feeling of being anxious versus having anxiety, to better yourself and making a connection. Good for you. If it is about using your actual anxiety, good for you for taking advantage of your own mental illness. It better come with some sort of perk. If it's gonna help her get a man, good for her. Track number 15 is No Thinking Over the Weekend. I feel like this is a continuation of Anxious. Girl, what is this? Oh, it's slow. Stealing kisses from your neck? Do you think about star signs, astrology? No thinking over the weekend. We're just vibing. Everyone waved at us. What were y'all doing? There's feels like Fantasia in the background. The filtering on our voice here makes it hard sometimes to decipher what she's saying for this one in particular. Okay, there's some distortion going in. So it was No Thinking Over the Weekend, and I really thought that was going to be a bop of like, oh, not thinking, we're just going to go on a wild adventure. And it sounds like it's an adventure of some sorts, but it's definitely more chill. In the same way of like No Thinking, we're just like vibing. And I can see the appeal of this song for some people. And I'm not roasting them when I say that, but it's not for me, I don't think. I think I need to hear and understand the lyrics. I need to read the lyrics for this one because the filtering on her voice in this song, very hard for me to decipher much of anything what she was saying. The instrumentation is very innovative and definitely very intricate, and it's like gorgeous. Like if you like think about all this, it's very well done. I just don't know if it's the vibe I actually personally look for. It's not a bad song by any means, but I do not really get what's going on. The sound of it was just not like that appealing for me. It felt like I was underwater, and like kind of like if I was going through an underwater symphony. I just wasn't in the mood for an underwater symphony. So it's nothing against Carly or the song at all. It's just not something that, at least right now as I listen to it, it's something I want to listen to. And it's also really did feel its length of being nearly 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't feel like it had the same push that like, Go Find Yourself or whatever, the other really long song. I just mean relatively for Carly Rae Jepsen's discography, because she generally does shorter type of songs. She doesn't normally go over 4.5 minutes. So these are the two that are more about that vibe. So yeah, I don't know. It's not particularly my favorite, but it could grow on me over time. So I will be open to that possibility. We'll see. Track number 16, last track on the album in total, is Keep Away. I'm excited to see how we close out. Ooh, it's kind of like sunshiny vibes. Wish I never knew this kind of love. I keep company with all the friends I got from you, so that person's not around anymore. I'm trying to keep away from you. You made your mind up and I surrender. Going back to the first song, genius. I think you're on to me. I'm gonna need some line between our bodies. Oh, so it is hard for her to keep away. I miss your hands on my body. Dang. I like this bridge. It picks up a little bit of energy. Oh, it actually looks like a movie outro. So that was Keep Away, and that was a lovely song. It's just a vibe, frankly. It's about her trying to keep away from an ex. That's pretty much all it is, and like going into that feeling deeply. I think what's cool is that a lot of Carly Rae Jepsen songs, the concepts are very, I can say them in one sentence, which is very nice because I can just summarize. I don't have to be like, oh, well, this happened and this happened and this happened. I can just be like, this is about her trying to stay away from an ex and be done with it. But the way that she describes it, like, oh, I need a line between our bodies. I still keep up with the friends that I got from you. Like, I'm still living in basically your world, and you still definitely occupy a lot of space in my mind. I can go into a little more because she is still very detailed in a way that makes it specific, but also general enough that it can be relatable to whatever you're going through. This is definitely a song that could go well with Go Find Yourself or whatever. Yeah, like it's in that vibe of, hey, I know we should not be talking at least right now. Maybe it's awkward after the breakup, or you just need some space or whatever. And it's hard because you have history with that person and you might be lonely. You might miss them or certain parts of them, maybe their physical presence or whatever. And maybe, yeah, it's definitely a relatable message. And I like it. Is it trying to be a banger? No. I think she made her bonus tracks how bonus tracks, I think, in general tend to be, and that you don't necessarily need them on the original album to enjoy it, but it's just extra content if you're really vibing with the project. And I think for me, and I think a lot of Carly Rae Jepsen fans, more songs from her. We know she's consistent. She doesn't make bad music. I don't think of many songs that I would be like, this is not really the vibe. Okay, there actually are a couple, but if I say them, some people might get mad. So, generally speaking, I can't think of a song on here that I was like, you did bad on it. There might be certain songs that don't mesh well with what I generally like, but they're not really bad songs at all. They're just like personal preferences, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. And I feel like when it comes to Carly Rae Jepsen, unless you're like Run Away With Me is her worst song or something like that, I think people allow you to be like, okay, I like certain songs more than others, but in general, she's a great musician and I generally like most of what she does. I think you're able to in the Carly Rae Jepsen community, which I realize she's just a very like nice niche artist. She's niche enough that you don't have to stress about getting tickets to her show. Like I was able to get a general admission ticket to Radio City 2 months after she announced it. That just doesn't happen when it comes to a Lorde or a Taylor Swift or an Olivia Rodrigo or someone who's bigger. But she's still big enough that it's basically going to be full. And then also everyone's going to be really there for her. No one just like half-heartedly showed up, except for I guess some festivals where they come for Call Me Maybe and then go. But in general, I feel like it was the most communal experience I felt like I had at a concert when I went to see her. And so that was quite wonderful. But yeah, going back to this song, I feel like this is just a song that's like, okay, this is a good Carly Rae Jepsen song. Is it something that's a standout? No. But again, with her bonus tracks, I don't think she's trying to stand out, and that's okay. I think she's just trying to make some good music, and I'm still gonna vibe with them. With that said, we have finished listening to this album, and I have to say, I had a good time. It was a very exciting listening experience, and I basically, whenever I hit play, I just knew I was gonna like this song because Carly Rae Jepsen, she's perfected the formula of making a good pop song. She knows how to do it, and I'm particularly just impressed. I need to know who her producers are because I don't know if she's ever worked with like Max Martin or some juggernaut in the industry. I don't know who she does pop work with. Maybe does she produce herself? I don't think she does. Maybe she helps, but I don't think she's the sole producer. Whoever her team consists of, they all do a great job at making consistent bops that you enjoy, and they're all different and they're all good. There are some that are like, oh, I might get them confused a little bit sometimes, like some of Dedicated Side B. It has happened before, but they're just so much of a vibe that like if I just put all Carly's albums into a mix, like I'm gonna like the song that comes out normally. I think this album, as I was mentioning with High Road before, is a good collection of where Carly is now, but also where she's been. She has some emotion-like tracks on here. She has some dedicated-like tracks. She has some songs that don't sound like anything that she previously did. Like, I don't think Western Wind really was much of anything before. I don't think Beach House was much of anything before. Like, there are hints of past, but also she's, like, experimenting. And I think as an artist that is someone who's been in the industry, Call Me Maybe came out in 2012, so yeah, 10 years of being in some sort of spotlight, I feel like she can continue experimenting and seeing where she goes next. And it's a very exciting process for us to see. And yeah, no, it's pleasing. I hope she does another tour, like one that's like fully after the album drops, because I know half of this one does. But I want to keep seeing her. Like, no. Yeah, she had such a great show, and this album is good. I definitely will be playing this. She definitely will get her moment, like Taylor Swift got her Midnights moment. It's coming, and I'm very pumped to really just thoroughly vibe in this album. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I do really like this project. I'm excited to see which songs grow on me more. Excited to see which songs that were bops on the first listen continue to stay bops on the second listen. I don't normally, when it comes to Carly, there's nothing that I listen to and then dislike later. There's really not. There's some that I overplay and then I have to like give it a break, but then I come back to it and I'm like, oh, I love this. There's none that are like, oh, they sounded like they were good at first, but now that I listen to it and the novelty is worn off, I'm like, It doesn't happen because she makes consistently good music. And I think a lot of people in the industry could learn something from her. Maybe artists that are actually more popular in theory. I think there's a lot of artists that do make consistently good music, but I think there's some that are more trend hopping when it comes to things and kind of do things for the profit of it. I'm not going to name names because I don't really need to, and it's not really that important. But I think something about Carly Rae Jepsen is that she could have kept making a Call Me Maybe. And in ways she has. Like, there's certain themes that are like Call Me Maybe-esque, like with the theme of the song. But instead, she's experimented in different directions. She's created movements. I think the 80s movement is a direct relationship of 1989 and Emotion coming out. Both of those coming out have allowed for these throwback albums genres to really take full shape. And there are certain albums that are more recent that you could say also have continued to this trend, like After Hours and Future Nostalgia. But I don't know if we would have gotten there without those. Like 1989 Emotion. Maybe some other people definitely were helping in that process that are more underground. But I think in the mainstream, for sure, I think those albums were very pivotal. So I'm glad that we're still vibing. I feel like, I guess for the first time, this is not really a different, full-on different sound than what she's done on a previous record. Like, the side Bs are obviously going to be the same as the side As in some capacity. But, like, I mean, Dedicated and Emotion sound very different. But The Loneliest Time, I feel like, is fitting in certain cracks and then also just making new territory. And so that's really interesting. It's a very growing type of album and also a very summarizing album of where she's been as well. And so I feel like I'm talking in circles, but ultimately, great album. Excited to listen to it. What did you think of the album? Do you have some standouts that you really like? What do you think of this? Do you feel bad that her album dropped the same day as Taylor Swift? Please leave all of your thoughts down in the comments below. And now, with that said, here are some of my favorites of the top tier are the songs I love, the standouts, the ones I've been playing over and over again. Songs in the middle are songs I like, add them to my playlist, but they may not be the top of the top. And songs at the bottom are just not really my thing. Doesn't mean they're a bad song, just means they're not for me. And that's okay. Carly Rae Jepsen did not make this album for me, but I also don't think there's going to be much down there because this is a bopping album. So I'm going to bop to it. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below what you'd like me to react to or do next on my channel. Subscribe to my channel if you're not ready and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
Get out of the dark and get into my heart. You gotta do your part for a brand new start. Don't it just feel right? Looking in my eyes until we see the light. Dance with me tonight. Think it's pretty